and welcome to another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. I'm your host, Jennifer Cohen. Now, we have a very thought-provoking show for you today. Our guest lineup will offer enrichment for your mind through literature, movies, music, firearms. Yes, I did say firearms. Plus, invite you to take an honest look inwardly and see if perhaps you have a need to seek support or maybe advice or guidance in your life. So my first guest today is Sedona Book Festival founder and organizer, Joe Neary. Now, the festival is coming Saturday, yes, Saturday, October 4th, and he'll be here in the studio with us to inform us all about the literary wonders that will be abounding at this great annual event. The Sedona Film Festival has grown to the greatest celebration of the best in independent film from around the world. But did you know that during the off-season, the Mary D. Fisher Theater in Sedona has a wonderful lineup? They host a variety of unique and thought-provoking movies. Well, Pat Schweiss, he's the executive director of the Sedona International Film Festival. He'll be with us here to give us the rundown on what's happening at the theater now. Saturday, September 27th, you're invited to celebrate the Verde River as the Dead Horse Ranch State Park in Cottonwood celebrates the 26th annual Verde River Days. Max Castillo, the ranger of the Verde River Greenway, will be here with us to talk more about that event and the importance of the river to our environment here in the Verde Valley. Now, Alcoholics Anonymous is an international fellowship of men and women who have had a drinking problem. It's a non-professional, self-supporting, multiracial, apolitical, and it's available almost everywhere. Today on the show, we are honored to have someone who is involved in this very amazing program, and he's going to share a little bit of his personal experience with it and tell us just how powerful this program is. Then we'll get all fired up on location with the Single Action Shooting Society, the SAS, and the Yavapai Rangers at one of their monthly meets. Silver Heart will take time out from competitive target shooting to give us the lowdown of this great group of friends. You're really going to love that one. And then we'll finish out our show with another visit from Joe Neary, who's going to be wearing his American Roots musician hat at that time. Now, this unstoppable man will amaze you with his incredible amount of talent, so don't go away. Great show for you today. We're going to go ahead and get started. My first guest today is Joe Neary, the founder and organizer of the Sedona Book Festival. We can also call you a bunch of other things, but we're going to focus on this.
That'll do. That'll do.
Now, the Book Fest is coming up October 4th from 9 to 5.
Yes.
Great. And it's going to be located at the Sedona Elks Lodge.
That's correct, too.
That's a great location because it's huge, and you have so much going on. Can you tell us about, first of all, how many, what is this, number?
This is our fifth book festival.
That's great.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a while now. Previously, we were at Yavapai College, and that was a great facility, but no one room could hold all of the exhibits.
Right.
So the nice thing about the Sedona Elks Lodge is that everybody is nicely put into one big room. We'll have a small stage set up for author presentations, and the exhibit hall, and food and drink, and it should be a great time.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And as far as the author presentations and the people who are going to be there representing themselves, you have over 70, did you say now?
We have about 70 individual exhibitors that will be there all day. 20 of those will be speaking throughout the day. Wow. And we have the schedule published up on our website, as well as all the participants.
Absolutely. And what's the website that you want folks to go to for more
Best
information?
way to get to the Book Festival website, which is a part of my bookstore website, the Well-Read Coyote. So if you go to www.wellreadcoyote.com,
there you go,
and just make sure you spell red, R-E-D, and just follow the links to the Sedona Book Festival. You'll get all the information you need.
Great, yeah, it's a wonderful website, actually. I looked at it, and the list of all the authors was amazing, and I know quite a few of the names on that list.
Well, our focus this year is to promote and support and spotlight our local authors. In the past years, they've always supported us because they've been there exhibiting and paying their fees and helping us create what we've created. But we've always tried to have some kind of celebrity author from somewhere else in the country that we have contacts with to come and give a little bigger fan boost. But what we decided this year is let's really focus on the immense talent that exists, not just in Sedona and the Verde Valley, but throughout most of Arizona. I'd say 60 or 70% of our exhibitors are right from this area, and the other 30 from the Southwest in general.
Wow.
But it's just staggering the kind of talent we have.
Oh, yeah.
I can give you some examples if you like, yeah. There's a woman in Sedona called Jean Garrison. She's been a journalist for decades. She's just put out a book called Artists of Sedona, which is a historical look at the past 50 or 60 years or so of artists that have either been from Sedona or lived in Sedona. And she'll be part of our program. We have Jim Bishop, who lives in Sedona as well. Jim used to work for the Carter administration back in the 70s.
Wow.
He's written for the Washington Post. He's been part of the Rand Corporation. Phenomenal writer, totally in love with the Southwest, and he has a great book called The Pink Nectar Cafe that he'll be discussing. We have on and on and on. We have a gluten-free Karen Russell.
Oh.
Do you know Karen? She's probably the premier gluten-free expert in Sedona area.
Wow.
And she'll be there. Lauren Howery and his family will be promoting books from the Northern Arizona Museum of Northern Arizona, excuse me.
Great museum.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of everything. We have some children's authors, we have fiction, nonfiction, adult, children, a little bit of everything.
Nice, nice. And as far as the exhibitors, were we thinking about books for sale? Will there be anything else?
Predominantly books, but some of the authors are pretty creative and have other things that they'll be selling as well. I don't know all that they will be doing, but all I've given them guidance is it's your table. You can do anything you want with it.
Wow. Well,
but it'll be
really
mostly
great.
books. We also have some organizations that aren't specifically selling books. Arizona Authors, which is a organization of writers in Arizona that have been very supportive of us in the past, and they always exhibit and try to drum up new members at the festival.
Great.
We have a group from Scottsdale called the Scottsdale Professional Women Writers Association.
Wow.
We have a couple of publishers coming up from Phoenix area, Poison Pen Press, which is probably the premier independent mystery press in the United States. They've just celebrated their 25th anniversary, and they'll be showing.
Wow.
Another organization called Inkwell Productions, which is a small press out of Phoenix. So not just authors, but a little bit of everything, all related to books, though.
That's great. And while you're perusing the books or talking to your new favorite artists or anything like that, there's also going to be food and beverages provided, which is great by the Elks, and there's plenty of free parking.
Yes.
Which is a really great thing. You've got to enjoy free parking.
And it's free to the public.
Oh, wow.
There's
the event
no,
itself is free.
There's no admission charge.
Wow, that's great. Gosh. Well, for more information, you can check them out there at the wellreadcoyote.com. Go down there, great bookstore. I love it very much in Sedona, and check that out. Again, the Sedona Book Fest is October 4th. That's a Saturday. It's from 9 to 5, and it's sponsored by the Well Read Coyote. And it's the 2014 Sedona Book Festival, so you don't want to miss it there at the Sedona Elks Lodge. You're going to get there and check it out. I've got to love all the local, the regional authors, the publishers, the organizations. It sounds like you've done an amazing job putting this together, Joe.
I hope it all works.
It just sounds great. I know. I think anyone who knows anything about books or enjoys books or would like to just to meet an author who wrote a book is a really wonderful treat, especially if you can get them to sign the book. I always love that, having my book signed and stuff like that. So that's really great. Make sure you check them out. Make sure you get there October 4th from 9 to 5, the Sedona Book Festival. We've got Joe Neary from the Well Read Coyote. Thank you so much for being on the show, Joe.
I appreciate your having me. Thank you very much.
I'll see you at the event.
Okay.
And we'll be right back with more Verde Valley Experience, so make sure you don't go away.
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet. All you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. My next guest is Patrick Schweiss, who is the Executive Director of the Sedona International Film Festival. Pat, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Jennifer. Appreciate it.
Awesome. I'm so excited we get to talk about the Mary D. Fisher Theater, one of my favorite theaters. And, you know, we talked about this before. The Sedona International Film Festival is the greatest celebration there is as far as independent film goes. But there's a lot more going on at the theater when it's not film festival time.
There is indeed. We kind of have a year-round presence. We built the theater 2.5 years ago to give our audiences in Sedona and the Verde Valley more to do year-round for independent films. And it's just blossomed into this incredible place for culture. We actually call it where culture lives, where you can experience just about anything from around the world. We bring in ballets from the Bolshoi on screen, and from London, and from Russia, and from Australia. We've got the National Theatre of London on our screen, the Royal Shakespeare Company, the Globe Theatre, the Live from New York's 92nd Street Y, simulcast events, plus our staple, which is independent films from around the world. So we try to keep it alive all year long and keep our image going. We've got 20-year experience in the Sedona Film Festival, and now we found a way to branch out all year long.
Yeah, that's amazing. And did you build the theater specifically to house the International Film Fest, or was there a broader vision in mind?
Well, there was a broader vision, and both are true. You know, we actually built the theater so that we could expand our year-round vision. The festival is much, much bigger. It's a 9-day celebration, and it requires 6 different venues, 4 of Harkins Theaters, our own venue, and the Performing Arts Center in Sedona. So we knew that it couldn't specifically house just the film festival. It was a much bigger vision than that. But it's allowed us to really expand our reach and our offerings, and we bring many more cultural events now year-round than just the 9 days at the film festival. So it's been wonderful.
That's true. And I love your choice of films. I'm not sure who it is that chooses the wonderful, amazing films. You just wouldn't see these films anyplace else. They're not very mainstream. Maybe they have a little something that people don't want to hear in them or anything like that. But thank you for choosing the inspirational and thought-provoking films.
Oh, you're welcome. We've got a really wonderful selection committee that really, we glean the best independent films from around the world, foreign films, documentaries, narrative features, and we really look for the things that the multiplexes aren't bringing you. Those are Hollywood blockbusters, which there is a market for, and they're wonderful, and everyone needs those. We want to celebrate those little gems, those independent films where the filmmakers don't have the marketing capability or the distribution to get their films seen. And these are truly works of art, really creative works of art, and that's what we focus on at the theater. Yeah,
it definitely shows, and the theater itself is gorgeous. If you haven't been there, you've got to go to the Mary D. Fisher Theater. It's in Sedona, right off 89A. Gorgeously appointed, very comfortable seats, I have to say.
112 of the most comfortable seats you'll ever sit in. And there's not a bad seat in the house. It's pitched seating so that you don't have to worry about someone tall being in front of you. It's really, we've gotten really a lot of praise for how intimate our venue is and how you feel like you're part of the movie experience by being there.
Right, sure. And of course there's food, the concession stand, which is a very adult concession stand, I must say.
It is indeed. We have a wine and beer license, so you can enjoy a glass of vino or a bottle of beer with your movie experience as well. And all the proceeds go to help our nonprofit, which is the Sedona International Film Festival, which owns the Mary D. Fisher Theater. So it all helps us to put on the festival and to continue bringing the best of independent films from around the world to Sedona.
Awesome. And it's named after a Sedona local now. I mean, she's not a native, but now she lives here. Mary D. Fisher is an artist who lives in Sedona, and how cool to have her name on the building.
It really is. She was my board chair for the Sedona Film Festival. She's been on our board for 6 years, and when I had the idea to do the theater, it was part of our 5 to 10 year strategic plan, and one day at the front of our building was sitting vacant, and I went to Mary and said, Mary, I have an idea, and you might think this is crazy, but I think we can build a little theater in there. And the more we talked, the more she said, you know what? I want to do this. So she provided the bulk of the funding to get the theater done, and I convinced her to put her name on the building. She deserved it, and she's been a wonderful supporter for many, many years and continues to be, and now has a legacy in Sedona, a building that bears her name.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mary. We love you. We appreciate you. So tell us what you've got going on now. You just had a wonderful film about the internet's own boy, and now you've got another one coming up now. You've got several, but
we've got several coming up. You know, we've got the the Royal Shakespeare Company from Stratford upon Avon. We've got on September 21st, we have The Two Gentlemen of Verona from their stages. We're showing 2 great films now that will be running for a few more days, and that is The One I Love and Jennifer Aniston's new crime caper comedy, Life of Crime. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. We also have the National Theatre of London's next production of Medea on September 28th, and we're very fortunate. We are one of the few theaters to open My Old Lady, starring Academy Award winner Maggie Smith and Kevin Kline and Kristen Scott Thomas, and that opens on September 26th. 26th and plays through the 30th. So we're thrilled about that.
Yeah.
And we're also bringing back an extraordinary performer, Armin Ra. He was here for the Illuminate Film Festival in May and sold out his performance of, we show a movie, it's called When My Sorrow Died. It's a really powerful documentary about his life. And he plays the theremin. It's a really interesting musical instrument where he basically plucks air and controls the sound. It's an incredible spectacle to see, and he is just an extraordinary human being. So we're going to show the film, do a Q&A with Armin, and then he's going to give a live concert performance as well.
Wow.
And that's going to be the 25th through the 27th
Oh
of September. So a lot of really wonderful things coming up. And then we've got 2 live from New York's 92nd Street Y simulcasts on the 30th of September and the 1st of October. That'll be, we carry them in the theater live as they're happening in New York, and we get to email questions in the first 30 minutes of this telecast. And most times that we've done this, they've taken a question from Sedona. So they say, you know, we have a question from the Mary D. Fisher Theater in Sedona, Arizona, and our whole audience goes crazy. So it's, it's really, it's quite a wonderful thing.
That's great. Pat, I love that you know all these dates by heart. That's amazing.
It's a little scary.
And you know, the only downside to the Mary D. Fisher is that you sell out. So you've got to get...
We do.
The best way I found is to go online through the website, through the SedonaFilmFestival.org. If you go there, you can book your tickets, you can see what's happening, and you got to get your tickets in advance for these things. I tell you, you guys sell out all the time.
We have some very popular shows, and our new ticketing system is really easy to use through the website. And they can also call our office at 928-282-1177. We'll be happy to help anyone over the phone and get you ticketed if you don't want to use the internet.
That's true. That's true. And the staff is so nice, too. Everyone who works there is so nice, and it's so clean, and the bathrooms are really, really nice.
They are. You know, we get praise for our bathrooms.
You do.
So it's, you know, it's amazing what people notice. And the mural in our lobby, I mean, we have a very comfortable, our volunteers create a home atmosphere that when people come in, they feel like they're watching a film among friends in their living room. You know, watch a film with 111 of your best friends.
Absolutely.
And it's really quite a wonderful, we've been very fortunate. We're very blessed with wonderful support from the Sedona community.
Yeah. Good.
And the Verde Valley. And we've got one of the largest membership bases in the community. So members can, you can become a member of the festival, and it gets you year-round benefits, discounted tickets, some free tickets on some membership levels, some free film festival passes on certain levels. So having the Mary D. Fisher Theater has helped us expand that as well. So our membership base has expanded, and we're very grateful and very, very proud of what we've contributed to the community, and just really proud of what the community has come out to support us. Yeah,
well, I know the community is very thankful for you, so thank you for all you're doing over there at the theater. And check them out, SedonaFilmFestival.org. There's all the information you need about membership and what's upcoming, and you can get your tickets and see all these wonderful pictures about who's coming in and all that great stuff. So make sure you check them out. Pat, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your liveliness and all your information, and get everybody all excited.
Thank you. And we'll see you back at the theater.
You certainly will. And we'll be right back. There's lots more shows, so don't go away.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it. You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet. All you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. My next guest is Max Castillo. He is the ranger from the Verde River Greenway, which is really, really cool. And he's here to talk about Saturday, September 27th. You know what's going to happen at the Dead Horse Ranch State Park. It is the Verde River Day, which is going to be so much fun. Max, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure to be here.
Oh, that's just great. I love this event. It's so much fun. You brought a beautiful poster, I have to say.
A little poster. It's a free event. It's one of the few free days that we get to have in the park.
There you go.
And there's no entrance fee for that day.
Right.
It's really a fun day. People come out. Arizona Game and Fish is going to have a fishing clinic
set up so people can try their hand at fishing for the first time.
Wow.
And then there's going to be events and climbing wall for the kids, sand castles.
I know, it's amazing that you've got so much going on. There's organized canoe and kayak rides. There's sandcastle building. That's a riot, sandcastle. Plus all kinds of nature-based exhibits. You're going to have live birds and reptiles.
Yes.
You can make your own pottery, a little thing you can take home.
There's going to be several art functions there. They're going to be doing earth art type things.
Earth art. Well, that's very cool.
And then we'll have entertainment on the stage and a keynote speaker. And it's just an all-around fun day for people.
Absolutely. And it's the 26th annual Verde River Day. That's a lot. That was a lot of work. There's a lot been going on.
It has. When they started out in, what is that, 1988? We probably had maybe 500 people show up. Now we get about 3,000. Wow. So it's grown, and it's a fun day.
Oh, absolutely. Verde River Day promotes the preservation and care of the environment by showcasing informative exhibits at the Verde's unique riparian habitat, which is the Dead Horse Ranch. So it's the perfect place to have it.
It is. It is. And the people are impressed because they can go out and leave the event area and walk along the river. They can go out and see birds that are native to the area. So it's just a fun day. Like I said, people come out and just have fun.
Oh, yeah. Good for the whole family, too.
It is.
As it is the fishing. My daughter loves fishing, so she's sold right there. And besides that, fishing poles and bait are supplied for all
by the
ages.
Arizona Game and Fish. And during the time of the event, from 9 until 3, you do not need an Arizona fishing license because it's a sponsored fishing clinic. So adults can go fishing for the first time also. It was kind of neat. A couple of years ago, a lady caught her first fish and she was hooked, and she went and got her license and has been coming back since.
Oh, that's great. And it's catfish you've got there in the pond.
Catfish, bass, bluegill, and crappie.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, and then in the wintertime they stock trout.
Wow, that's amazing. Are you a fisherman yourself?
I am.
Yeah, that's great.
It's fun.
I like to fish, from shore. I don't like to fish from a boat, so keep me out of the kayak and the canoe.
You might want to come by and try out the kayaks and the canoes. They're kind of fun.
Oh, they're loads of fun.
It's go down the river. People don't realize that you can actually boat the river.
Yeah.
And when you're out on the river like that, you will see otters and ospreys and maybe even an eagle or a black hawk.
Wow, very cool.
It's kind of nice. Deer.
Nice.
Down along the river.
Yeah, we're so fortunate here in the Verde Valley to have the Verde River. It supplies us with so much. We really depend on it all, our wildlife and our flora and our fauna for sure.
Yep.
It's a great thing that we need to preserve. And the Verde River Day, it's bringing the awareness out there.
It was started, like I say, in 1988. The people who started the Verde River Greenway, the Verde Riparian Corridor Study Group, were worried that people didn't understand about the river and how important it was. So they came up with this Verde River Day event. And it was kind of started with a core group of people back then. It was Millard Mecha and Bonnie Barbrick, Pete Ciso. They were the founders of it. And then John Clough was the manager at Dead Horse, and it just kind of grew from there. And it's always been a community-driven event.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good time of year, too.
It is.
It's a
beautiful time of year.
Perfect.
We've only been rained out once, and we weren't even really rained out. It just made for difficult parking.
Yeah. Yes, but there is ample parking.
There is.
There's more than ample parking.
Yeah, we have, like I said, we have parking for 3,000 people easily. Wow. And it's an all-day event, so people come and go, and it's not all 3,000 at once.
Yeah, that is true. That
Smokey Bear will be there for the kids. That's always a thrill for the kids.
That's true.
And then the Forest Service will have their hot shot crews there talking about fire safety.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
So it's an informative day. If you're not careful, you'll learn something.
Oh no! Whatever you do, don't learn anything.
Don't learn anything.
And you guys are going to have, besides the wide array of entertainment, you're having a pancake breakfast.
The Knights of Columbus will be doing pancake breakfast. Then we'll have, see if I get this right. Shop with the Cop will be having fry bread. Moose Lodge will be making hamburgers. And the Kiwanis will be having hot dogs and pulled pork, I believe.
Wow.
So there's going to be there's not going to be a shortage of food.
That's great.
And then there'll be snacks, sodas, and somebody's going to usually have cotton candy or popcorn.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. That's great. So you got the entertainment, you've got the food, you got the fishing, you get the kayaking, canoeing, the hands-on, make your own pottery and sandcastles. So any age at all, and the fees have been waived for the day.
Correct.
That's such a wonderful gift to the community.
It is, and we enjoy it, and it's, you know, it kind of gets people interested, and once they come out to the park, to Dead Horse Ranch, it's hard not to come back again.
That is true. I meet so many people who say, wow, have you been there? I never went there, and I went there today, and it was amazing. Dead Horse Ranch is truly an amazing spot.
It is, to consider that it's right in the middle of Cottonwood.
Yeah.
And you have all the wildlife and such right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very excellent riparian. We talk about that all the time. Anytime the birders come in, we talk about Dead Horse Ranch. You know, any sort of person that wants to view wildlife, it's Dead Horse Ranch. You got to go to Dead Horse Ranch.
That's the place to be.
So that's the place to celebrate the Verde River Day, for sure. And it's very important to be aware of your environment around here. We really do depend on the Verde River. It's important to treat it with respect, and Verde River Day does a great job of reminding us of that.
It does, and you know, people don't realize, because they're so used to seeing the riparian corridor and the greenery and all that, that it's one of, you know, what is that? I think it was one of 20 in the world and one of 3 in Arizona. Most of our riparian areas have been done, you know, they've gone away because of the overuse of water, and the, you know, the Verde River is one of the last living rivers in Arizona that really is a wild river, even though it's running through town.
Sure.
You know, it still does what it's supposed to do.
That's amazing. What are a couple of things directly that we can do to help preserve the river?
Well, one of the biggest things is, you know, people need to be aware of their water use, because even if you're far away from the river, if you're drawing water from the groundwater, it's connected to the river.
Sure.
And, you know, it has the subflow. Don't pollute it.
Yeah.
Leave no trace. If you're going out there, don't leave stuff all over. You know, one of the biggest concerns is loving it to death. You know, get too many people out there, and they beat the vegetation down and move actually the wildlife out.
Sure, yeah.
Because, you know, we tend to be kind of overbearing.
Sure.
And so
no, not humans.
not humans. And so, you know, we can't actually force the wildlife away. So just be quiet and respectful, and
there you go.
You know, just think of, maybe not everybody wants to listen to your music at 100 miles an hour.
Oh gosh, yeah, really. There you go. So be quiet, be respectful, watch your water usage, and get yourself to Dead Horse Ranch State Park at September 27th from the 9 o'clock till 3, the Verde River Day. Max Castillo, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And we'll be right back with lots more Verde Valley experience, so don't go away.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet. All you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Now, my next guest is someone who's been involved in Alcoholics Anonymous 12-step program, and he's here to share with us some of his personal experience being with that amazing program. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
I really appreciate your willingness to share some experiences.
I appreciate the opportunity to get the message out there.
Yeah. Now, most of us have heard of Alcoholics Anonymous, or AA, as most people, but from someone on the inside, what can you tell us?
Well, number one, anonymity is the spiritual foundation of our programs. So for the sake of this show, I will be Starman, and I want to be crystal clear in knowing I am not here representing Alcoholics Anonymous. I am just here sharing my personal experience. You know, we try to avoid press and film at all costs for obvious reasons. It can get so anyway, I'm here representing myself and sharing my experience, strength, and hope. What I found through the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. which has given me a tremendous amount of freedom in my life, and something that we're all looking for is peace of mind.
Absolutely.
And you know, we all suffer from some kind of addiction, and there's plenty of 12-step programs, which I'll read the steps in a second, but there's plenty of programs out there. There's Overeaters Anonymous, there's Cocaine Anonymous, there is sex addiction, gambling, you name it. It's everyone's out there, not everyone, but the vast majority of people are trying to fill that hole in their soul and with various substances, and it don't work. It never did, and it never will, until we can surrender to a power which is much greater than ourselves. Anyway, if I may, I don't know if everyone is familiar with the 12 Steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, but I would love to share them with our audience. Number one, step one, we admitted we were powerless over fill in the blank. In my particular case, it's alcohol, and that our lives have become unmanageable. Step two, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Step three, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we were entirely ready to have God remove these defects of character. Step 7, humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. Step 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Step 9, make direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continue to take personal inventory, and when we are wrong, promptly admitted it. Step 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Step 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Now, right off the bat, most people coming into the program really bump up against the word God. It's a very charged word. And I love what Danny O'Keefe says in his song. He says, I'm not much different from any other man. We all believe in something we cannot understand. You know, nobody's going to get that right, and nobody's going to get it wrong. It's a very, very personal thing. I had a very beautiful experience I'll share real quickly with a practice that I used to do. Was when I first got to Sedona, I would go out and watch the sunset out there by the amphitheater. And I'm noticing as I go out there day after day after day after day, this sun starts moving a little bit more to the right. And, you know, then just sitting there, you finally start to get your head a little bit around what's really going on out there. You know, the earth is tilting. And the earth is rotating, and it's revolving, and the whole thing's going like 17,000 miles a second to who knows where. But anyway, out of that, I just came out. I said, and right now I'm sitting here, and you're sitting here with trillions of functions going on in our bodies here that we have no control over whatsoever. Somebody's controlling that, or something. It's an energy force. Call it what you will, but it's a power greater than myself. You know, I don't know what God is. All I know is that I am not it, and there is a power. And working these steps, you come to surrender to that power, because I am powerless over alcohol in many situations in my life, and I needed to surrender to that, and I did. And it's the paradox of that is I've never felt so powerful in my life, because I'm in alignment with that that power that's, you know, controlling that sun and controlling these planets. It's an amazing trip, and it's a real honor to be part of that. I've seen it change many, many, many people's lives.
I bet.
Just from surrender. It's all from surrender. It's how you get your power.
Definitely.
Turning it over and being part of. So it's been a beautiful experience.
And it's a wonderful, supportive, loving group to be with, and to seek some guidance. And the great thing is there's programs all over, and you can find one that is tailored a little bit more towards your personality and your spiritual preference. I mean, there's a little bit of difference in everything. So you're going to find one that you are particularly comfortable with. And you can go to aa.org. You can look that up. Recovery.org also works. And there's a good phone number to call and find your local chapter. And there's multiple chapters around here in the Verde Valley. You have Cottonwood, you have Sedona. You're going to want to check into that, and if you think that you might want to check that out, or know someone, or you want some more information, you go ahead and look it up and check it out. It's truly an amazing program. I've seen it change lives. I know you have, being so directly involved and being so inspirational towards others, Mr. Starman. So I really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, one huge thing that has come out of it, and I just love this expression. It's one of the biggest gifts I've gotten out of it, and I've gotten so many, is they speak of in the book of freedom from the bondage of self. You know, where everybody's addicted to themselves. It's you know, you really do need to. And sooner or later, life's going to get you in some fashion. You're going to find yourself on your knees, and you better have a higher power to surrender to and look for power, because we ain't it. So that's what's saving my butt, and I very thankful.
Yeah, I bet it's wonderful to have this appreciation and gratitude for the life that we're given, and it definitely helps to have 12 steps towards progress and helping with any addiction of any sort. As you said, it's not just alcohol. Sometimes it's food. Sometimes it's gambling. There's lots of different organizations associated around help with that.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just very, very important for you, for the health of you and all your family and friends and everyone around you, that if it's something that you need, that you seek out. And I've never met such wonderful people, I have to say, as folks that I know that have done the program. It's it creates wonderful humans. Yeah,
because we realize we need each other. Or, you know, in this case, our lives depend on it. So it's
for sure
very selfless.
Yeah, and there's a lot of service that goes on within the organization.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key for keeping me on this path, is service.
Yeah,
you know, because you get out of that bondage of self. You know, if you want to feel free, you want to really set yourself free, and you're all worried, you know, wrapped up in yourself, get up and help somebody else.
There you go.
It works instantly.
Yep, getting out and helping somebody else.
All of a sudden, you're not so damn important, and your troubles just seem to kind of melt away.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is.
Help somebody else, and you're actually helping yourself. So, well, Starman, thank you so much for coming and sharing some personal experience associated with AA. I really appreciate you stepping forward.
Yeah, and just a personal note out there. If you know, you're out there ripping and running and it's working for you, congratulations. But you know, that's your business. But when it stops working and you need help, you know, come see us. That's our business.
That's true.
So we'll be there for you.
There you go. Well, thank you. Thank you. And I encourage you to check out those websites for some more information. And don't go away, because we've got some more show for you.
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet. All you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're out here in the desert doing the thing that I think is the most fun you can have with your boots on. It's the Single Action Shooting Society, or SAS, S-A-S-S. We're out here for their monthly meet, and I'm here with Silverheart.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for agreeing to be here and interviewing.
Thank you. Glad you could come out and play with us.
Yeah, this is way too much fun. Can you give us a little bit of background history on SAS?
Sure. SAS was a group that got together about 35, almost 40 years ago now, and a bunch of shooters down in Southern California decided that cowboy shooting was kind of fun, and they wanted to shoot some of their old style guns and weapons and stuff, and got out and got together, and it's just sort of grown from there. My husband and I joined about 10 years ago now, and
right.
The group, SAS, has gone international. There's SAS chapters all over the world that you can go and shoot and participate in. They hold world championships and national championships, state, regional, and then there's local clubs that shoot all over the place.
Right. I think around the globe you've got over 100,000 members now.
That's right.
Which is pretty amazing. And you mentioned a champion. You are a champion, aren't you?
I've won the state championship a couple of times, and a category I shoot in is called Lady B Western, and it means you have to shoot what's called a buscadero rig, which means your guns are dropped, and you have to shoot a certain kind of rifle, and you have to dress a little bit different kind of thing and stuff. So.
Sure. Yeah, costuming is a really big part of SAS. You've got the old-timey Western, the very, very accurate period costume, and you've got what you call the B-Western, which is the blingy cowgirl thing we got rocking today. So, and then there's age categories as well. You know, anybody can shoot.
Yeah, there's age categories, there is costume categories, there is gun categories, there's caliber categories, there's a little bit for everybody. You can shoot a cap and ball pistol, you can shoot an old-time guns. There's people out here that just enjoy shooting the old-time guns, and then there's people out here that just like to really race, and they have their guns tricked up, and they'll shoot the stage as fast as they can, and that's where they get the world championships from.
Right, that is amazing. Now you guys have your monthly meet here, but you also do other things year-round in different meetings and all that.
Well, my husband and I are fortunate. We get to travel around and shoot. We've shot in probably 10 or 15 different states, and with local clubs all over the place, and each club is a little bit different, and they from their target distance to the target size to the kind of people that show up to shoot at the match.
Right. Yeah. It's a very interesting array of folks. I love all the costuming, I have to say, and of course all the different guns, and they're all specific types of guns. You don't find any of your AK-47s out here.
Oh no, everything is a little bit older than that. So
that is true, and lots of fun to shoot. And then we've got kids here as well as we've got some older folks.
Yep.
And they were telling us earlier about this young lady who's this world champion now. It's just amazing.
Yeah, her name is Sass Kicker. She is a local Sedona resident, and she won the world championship this past July and was 4th overall in the world, and very impressive to watch her shoot. And,
that's amazing.
Her brother shoots with her, and her dad shoots, and her uncle shoots, and her cousin shoots, I guess is what his relation is, and lots of moms and dads, and goes down through the family.
Right.
They get into it.
I noticed lots of families. One of the fun things that I really like is all the different names. Now you have to have an alias, a moniker. Yours is Silverheart. There's some really great, clever ones. Sass Kicker, got to go down as one of my favorites. And she's living up to her name, which is great. Yeah. So this is something that's a lot of fun for anyone of skill levels. And plus, I was hearing there's plenty of camaraderie out here. So there's instruction if you need help with something. It's not one of those competitive shooting arenas where everybody's against each other. It's very family friendly and friendly, which is the cowboy.
It's nice you get out and you'll shoot probably 24 rounds on a stage. You'll shoot 10 pistol, 10 rifle, and 4-6 shotgun. And the hot shot shooters will do it in about 12, 17, 18 seconds. And then there's people that are out here that'll do it in a minute and a half. And so it's fun to watch them and to see the excitement on their face when they hit the targets. It's a nice advantage that we shoot steel targets, and so you get what's called target gratification. You get the noise that says, "Oh yeah, I hit that one," and so everybody gets excited for you. So
yeah, wow, that's really great. And these monthly meets, which are held out here in the desert on the Forest Road 9571, I think
that's
the name of this one, which is between Sedona and Cottonwood. Now they're open to the public, so anyone can come and view the shooting as long as you have safety glasses or sunglasses. You must have ear protection. So there are going to be rules, as always.
It's a lot of fun. We shoot the fourth Saturday of every month. Next month is what our club calls our annual shoot, and we call it the Verde Valley Range Wars. And there'll be about 100 shooters out here, and everybody will be camping out. It'll be a 4-day event, and we love to have the public come out and watch and see what's going on. But as long as you have your eye and ear protection, so
definitely
safety is our primary concern.
Very good. Oh, thank you so much, Silverheart, for talking with us.
Well, thank you.
And it's the Single Action Shooting Society. You've got to go check them out at SASSNET, so sassnet.com. You can check them out. Lots of great stuff on their website. And don't go away, because we've got a little bit more Verde Valley experience for you.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Well, you wake up in the morning, you hear the work bell ring, and they march you to the table. You see the same old thing. Ain't no food up on the table, ain't no pork up in the pan. But you better not complain, boy, you get in trouble with a man. Let the midnight special shine a light on you. Let the midnight special shine a light on you. Let the midnight special shine a light on you. Let the midnight special shine as ever loving light on you. And yonder come Miss Rosie, how in the world do you know? By the way she wears her apron and the clothes she wore. Umbrella on her shoulder, piece of paper in her hand. Well, she come to see the governor, she wants to free her man. Let the midnight special shine a light on you. Let the midnight special shine a light on you. Let the midnight special shine a light on you. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on you. If you're ever in Houston, well, you better do right. You better not gamble, and you better not fight. Or the sheriff will grab you, and the boys will bring you down. And the next thing you know, boy, oh, you'll be prison bound. Let the midnight special shine a light on you. Let the midnight special shine a light on you. Let the midnight special shine a light on you. Let the midnight special shine a ever-loving light on you.
Very nice. Joe Neary, everyone. Nice to see you again. Thank you. Thank you for being here, wearing your musician hat. Now, you are an extremely busy musician. You've got a lot of stuff going on. You also play with another band, the Blues Dogs.
Yeah, my Blues Dog is my electric blues band. That's my primary project, four-piece blues band.
That's amazing. And you guys rock. I got to say this. I've seen you. It's awesome. And you guys play all over town, too.
Yeah, we're keep busy.
Yeah, and you do the first Thursday of the month over at Relics and the third Thursday over at Main Stage.
Yeah, in addition to regular gigs with Blues Dog, the core of Blues Dog, me on guitar and vocals, Hutch Hutchinson on bass, and Gino Romeo on drums, were the core for 2 monthly blues jams in the area, one in Sedona at Relics on the first Thursday of the month, and one at Main Stage here in Cottonwood on the third Thursday of the month. Both jams go from 7 to 10, and they're true jam sessions. There's a lot of open mics in the area, and that's wonderful. I think this is a great, great thing. But I think we're doing something a little unique in that it's a true jam session. We provide the backline rhythm section and me up front directing traffic, so to speak, and a full PA system, and any musician, any instrument, any level of ability can come on stage and play for 10 minutes or 3 hours, whatever they like.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've had the usual guitar players and harmonica players and bass and drums come up, but I've had saxophone, trumpet, trombone, cello, flute, violin, or fiddle, depending on who's playing it. So it's you never know who's going to show up, but it's always great.
Yeah, that's amazing to have that sort of opportunity as far as a musician goes that maybe doesn't have a band, to play with accomplished musicians such as yourself and have all that backup.
Yeah, and we let everybody just stretch out and play. It's a lot of fun.
I'll have to come play with you sometime, because I can play that song. Or at least I used to be able to play that song.
Well, we try to keep it to 3-chord songs, so
thank you.
No one gets lost. Yes.
That would be good. I would need that. That's awesome. Now, you have a website, joenearymusic.com. That's got lots of great stuff on it. But let's talk a little bit about the Old Town Blues Fest that you founded and host.
The Old Town Blues Fest, we hold it once a year in the spring at Old Town Center for the Arts here in Cottonwood, which is probably one of the best performance venues in the country.
Yeah.
We've been doing that for 4 years. This next year, 2015, will be our 5th year. It's an all-day indoor festival. So if you're used to big outdoor festivals with bring your lawn chair and have a hot dog or something, this isn't it. But we do have acts, blues acts from 2 o'clock till 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
So it goes all day. This year, coming up, it'll be March 28th, and it's already on the Old Town Center for the Arts website. You can even actually buy tickets right now. But we don't have the whole lineup set up, but we usually have some local bands playing in the afternoon, and then 1 or 2 headliners in the evening.
Wow, that's great. And speaking of buying tickets, here's something you guys need to get your tickets for right now, and it's the next Bob Dylan Fest, which is amazing because Joe and Bob share the same birthday. So I see how you founded this, because you wanted to have a really big, awesome birthday party every year.
You found me out. That's it.
So you do the Bob Dylan Fest, which is absolutely amazing and sells out every year. So.
Bob has, just for the record, Bob has a slightly better astrological chart than I do, but he's done a little better, but I'm gaining on him. It started out as just a hootenanny kind of thing in my bookstore, strictly acoustic. And the next year it was electric, and the next year in the bookstore we had close to 200 people who couldn't move, but didn't want to move in the bookstore. So after that I decided, rather than deal with the fire department, I'd find another venue. And William Eaton agreed that it'd be a wonderful thing for his venue at Old Town Center for the Arts. So we've been doing it there. It's sometime around May 24th, which is my birthday and Bob's. So this coming year, 2015, it will be May 22nd and 23rd. We had to expand it to 2 nights because it's so popular. And it's about a 3 to 3.5 hour show. It's approaching Grateful Dead standards.
Nice.
And it's all local musicians. For the record, I tell people Bob comes every year, but I'm just lying. He doesn't come. But some people believe me. But it's all, you know, the incredible talent pool we have here with musicians. And they just can't wait to come and play. And they each do 1 or 2 songs, some amazing, amazing talent. Some of them are solo acoustic performances, and some have my backing band behind them.
Nice. And how do they get tickets for that? If they want to get tickets.
That's on the Old Town Center for the Arts website, oldtowncenter.org, I believe it is.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Joe. Joe Neary, everyone. Check it out, joenearymusic.com. And, of course, Well Red Coyote we have here, and the Sedona Book Fest, and all kinds of stuff going on. But you're going to play us a little bit more.
Okay.
And thank you so much for being here.
Thanks again for having me.
I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching the Verde Valley Experience. We'll see you next time.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. Thank God I know I'm a woman. My father was a gambling man. He over in New Orleans, and my mother was a tailor down in New Orleans. I got 1 foot on the train station and the other foot on the train, and I'm going back to New Orleans. Oh, that ball and chain. So mothers, tell your children not to do what I have done. Oh, spend your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. God